Bam. My peoples. My peoples. Look at this motorcycle. Look at it. Gonna interrupt me right when I'm doing my intro. Hey. Anyways, I digressed. My peoples. Welcome to another episode of Boxing for Breakfast, where you get your healthy dosage of sweet science early in the morning, my peoples. We're gonna talk boxing. We're gonna do what we do today. First of all, let me start off by saying good morning. It's not really starting off because I already started, but that motorcycle threw me off the loop there for a second. But good morning, my peoples. Appreciate you guys tuning in to this brand new episode of Boxing for Breakfast. We're gonna do what we do. Interesting talk today. Um, we're gonna be talking about Curmel Moton and Abdullah Mason, Floyd Scofield, what's next for him, Zaquin Moses, and of course, heavyweight Moses Itama. So, very interesting conversation going on today. We're gonna be debating. It's about the young guns. That's what this is about. Boxing, I feel like it's in a great place. Lots of young, top level fighters. And I think the 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 future of boxing is bright with what I'm seeing with these young fighters. So we gotta talk about it, my people. We gotta talk about it. And we're gonna make some predictions about upcoming fights, possible matchups, all that good stuff. And of course, we have to address the whole situation with certain star fighters right now who don't have an opponent lined up, and they could really consider fighting each other. I just gotta say it. Should consider sharing the ring. So I'm not even talking about Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez, but they don't have an opponent lined up, so they could figure something out if they want to. I have no problem with it whatsoever. That's all I'm gonna say about that, my peoples. So we're gonna kick this thing off with Curmel Moton and Abdullah Mason. Two young fighters, obviously, real young, early in their career. Abdullah Mason turned pro first and, has a little bit more experience in the bag. He is going to be fighting for a title soon. And then Curmel Moton, who we've seen him pretty much look special every time out. When he steps in the ring, you see the combinations, you see the sharpness, the punch placement, the body punching, the power. You see it all from Curmel every time he step up. Now, even though Abdullah is a little bit older and his career is a little bit more advanced than Curmel because he turned pro fast earlier or before, are Curmel Moton and Abdullah Mason on a collision course? I'm gonna be honest with y'all. My people. I feel like Curmel and Abdullah, because they're both special, because the weight class that they're in, I think they maybe had it on a collision course. Not right now. Obviously, Abdullah's already going to be fighting for a title shot, and Curmel is super early in his career. But I think 5, 6 years down the line, we may be talking about Curmel and Abdullah. As far as, the same way we're talking about right now, Teofimo and Shakur. I think 5 years from now, we may be talking Curmel Abdullah. And I really like that fight. Like I said, not right now, very early in their career. But I'm telling you, I could picture that being the type of fight that both of them are world champions, and it's a unification fight. It's like a huge pay-per-view fight. Could be 5, 6 years from now. It's gonna be maybe even a little bit more, maybe even a little bit more. But I'll take it in 5 years. I'll take it. I will take that fight. Hold on, my people. Let me find a little sign. I'm gonna tell y'all something. The one thing about Curmel Moton that I like the most is how good he is fighting on the inside. He does a lot of things. He's also very good from the outside. He does a lot of things. But I love the way that he can slip punches and boom, land his own, like flush, clean. And he does that a lot. Make you miss and make you pay. He's a very good counter puncher. We all know that his style is similar. I'm not gonna say it's exactly the same, but it's similar to Tank Davis. And one of the things that he does, like Tank, not at that level yet because he's younger, but he's a very good counter puncher like Tank Davis. I believe when Curmel hits his physical prime, he's gonna be as good of a puncher, as good of a counter puncher as Tank. We're gonna see Curmel sleeping people with a counter punch. Boom! Whether it's a little pullback, little step back, boom! We're gonna see him doing it. So I gotta say, man, Curmel Moton is a special fighter. I've said it before. I always say it. We're going to see him accomplish big things in the sport of boxing. He has some naysayers, people that are saying that no, he's not. I don't know, for whatever reason, every time there's a young talent who you can tell is really good by what he does in the ring, there's always going to be a crowd of people that's going to say, no, he's a hype job. He's not really that good. They, they just showing, certain things to make it seem that way. Nah, bro. Nah. Curmel Moton is a special fighter, my people. That is the reality. And we're going to see it all play out. I'm super excited about Curmel's career. You know why? Because right now, think about it. He has what, eight wins, I think. So we're gonna have the opportunity to witness him, accomplish, where there is that process of beating multiple ranked opponents. Because that's the way that it goes. That's the process in boxing. That's Jake Paul that might put himself in a position for a title shot without ever even beating a ranked opponent. But that's not the reality for most fighters. Most fighters, they have to earn it. They have to fight. The ranked opponents, win, keep winning, and eventually get that title shot. So that's what I see happening for Curmel Moton. He's gonna take that, because look, when you're this talented, my peoples, I promise you, a lot of fighters don't want to fight you. Like when you're the guy coming up and people see you got that dog in you, they don't want to fight you. They like, damn, man, I'm going to be the guy to go down to him. They don't want that action. So Curmel, he's going to turn into that type of fighter that he's going to have to get mandatories and shit. He's going to have to be mandatory for people to fight him. Oh, now you're going to have to fight me or vacate. I promise you, throughout his career, you're going to see champions vacating to avoid fighting him. You're going to see champions, who got a title in another sanctioning bodies, not want to unify with him. You're going to see all that with Curmel. Like, that's how good he really is. Terry Grinshaw, I'm Jake Paul's cousin. Salute, fam. Bam. So, like I said, man, look, Curmel Moton, he's going to accomplish a lot of things. But remember, we're talking about Curmel Moton and Abdullah Mason. So we already know, in case you guys don't know, just in case, Abdullah is going to get a title shot. Um, he was supposed to fight Keyshawn Davis for his 140 strap, and the businessman, I mean, for his 135 title, the businessman decided to vacate and move up to 140. So Abdullah Mason gets a title shot. He's gonna become a world champion already. If I'm not mistaken, Abdullah just turned 20 years old, and he's about to be a world champion. So we can see that Abdullah's a little bit further ahead in his career than Curmel. He turned pro first, and he's gonna get a title first. But all I'm saying is, Curmel's not far behind. I'm not sure how soon he's gonna get a title shot, but he's not far behind, career-wise, age-wise, experience-wise. That's why I say, a few years down the line, we're gonna end up seeing Curmel Moton and Abdullah Mason. I'm telling you, my peoples. And I could picture that fight as one of those that it gets built up. It, they're both stars already, obviously, because look, that's the beauty of this fight. Abdullah and Curmel, they both have that star power. Like, they're both a sure thing. I could tell you that right now. You can bet the house that both of these guys are gonna be big, big stars. So imagine Curmel Mo and Abdullah Mason being world champions, and I don't know, 4 or 5 years from now, finally the fight is gonna happen, whenever it is. But I have a feeling that Curmel and Abdullah, they are gonna meet up in the ring, and it's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be a good fight. I'm not, I'm not willing to make a prediction. Those are two of my favorite young fighters. Not gonna get into predicting just yet. I don't even know if I'll predict, to be honest. Yeah, I'll make a prediction. I'll make a prediction. But that's a good fight. That's a good fight, my peoples. Curmel Moton and Abdullah Mason. What? Come on now. Again, to everybody who just joined, my peoples, welcome to Boxing for Breakfast, where you get your healthy dosage of sweet science, man. Early in the morning. I'm Jay Smith, Curmel Moton, Abdullah Mason. I believe that they're gonna meet up in the future. I know Abdullah is about to become a world champion because I expect him to win that fight. But I am gonna be, when the time is right, I am looking forward to making predictions about Curmel Moton and Abdullah Mason. Because I'm telling you, even though Abdullah is a little bit further ahead in his career, they're close. They're close. But y'all tell me, if Curmel Moton and Abdullah Mason was gonna fight this early in their career, who do you think wins that fight? And by the way, yo, the same way Tank Davis be ducking be ducking Shakur, y'all ducking that like button. Stop ducking that like button, my peoples. Come on now. One like in damn near 15 minutes? Y'all be doing me wrong, babe. Are you not entertained? Ooh, Road Dog is in the building. You think Curmel ready for Mason? What's good, my G? Do I think Curmel's ready for Abdullah Mason? I don't know. I don't know how to answer that question right now, to be honest. It's hard to answer that question. Because I know Abdullah Mason is about to fight for a title already. I know how good he is. And I know Curmel's special. Is he ready? I'm not sure, because obviously he's super early in his career. But he's a special young fighter, man. He's special. They both special. So honestly, I don't know how to answer that question. But I will tell you, I see them fighting like in 4 or 5 years, and they'll both be big, big stars. Both of them. I'll give you an example. You see right now the situation with Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez, where they're going back and forth on social media, and it's looking like it's possible that they may actually fight. This is the type of situation that we're gonna see Curmel and Abdullah 5, 6 years from now. People are gonna be calling for that fight. It's the inevitable. And it's like I said, man, they now, because Abdullah Mason's about to become a world champion, but he's 20 years old. He's 20. It's not like he's a lot older and Curmel. Is Curmel 19 or 20? Hold on, let me check, man. Let me check. I don't like inaccurate information, my peoples. Curmel Moton, age. Google, my people. Yep, Curmel Moton is 19 years old. So think about it. Curmel's 19 and Abdullah Mason is 20. It's only 1 year difference. So even though Abdullah is further ahead in his career, but they're right there. It's not that much. Let's see how soon Curmel Moton is going to be going after a title shot. Let's see. Because this is raw dog. This is something also to consider. Abdullah Mason is at 135. He's a champion at 135. And Curmel is fighting at 140. He said he's going to campaign at 140. Yes, sir. And you know what I think? I think that he had a growth spurt. You know why? Because Curmel, his first fight, I think it was at 126, if I'm not mistaken. So from 126 to 140, that's a big difference. Maybe I could be wrong. Let me look it up. Let me look it up. I'm over here guessing and shit. Chat, if y'all could tell me, man, what weight class Curmel Moton made his debut? Was it at 126? Or am I wilding out? I could have sworn it was. Curmel Moton weight class debut. My peoples, I'm just looking up this information so I could be accurate. Oh no, 135. I'm wilding. So Curmel turned pro at 135. Or he made his debut at 135, but he is going to be campaigning at 140. So right now, Abdullah Mason is going to be a world champion at 135. I would expect him to stay there for some time, defend his title, try to unify, while Curmel is doing his thing at 140. So the scenario that I see playing out, Curmel becoming a champion in the 140 division, and eventually Abdullah Mason moving up and facing him over there. That's a possibility. That's a possibility. And I like that fight, man. I'm telling you, I really, really like that fight. But for now, two young fighters being I'm saying being developed, but Abdullah Mason is about to become a world champion. But even as a champion, you're still, going through a learning process, doing different things. Raw Dog, do you see Teddy Atlas say that Emiliano's opponent took a dive? What are your thoughts on Teddy's assessment? So I did not see that. I mean, Teddy Atlas is somebody who knows the sport of boxing, who's very knowledgeable. He could be right and he could be wrong, because remember, when you're watching somebody take a hit, you don't really know how hurt they are. You can't really tell. So what you're actually doing is an opinion. You're making an assessment and you're coming up with your own opinion. I felt like the guy could have went down and been out, because when he tried to get up, the way he rolled over and kind of went on the side. So to me, he caught the right shot, the perfect shot at the right time, and that's all she wrote. That's how I saw it. But I respect Teddy Atlas, very knowledgeable guy. When it comes to this specific assessment, I would say he could be right, I could be right, because neither one of us was there or know exactly his state of mind. So it's really hard to say if somebody, took a dive or if they was actually hurt. I will say though, the counter right hand landed picture perfect, and he's coming forward like this, and that punch is going into him. I've seen a lot of people go to sleep with that same punch. So that's what I got for you, Raw Dog. It looked to me like Buddy got hurt real bad. Matter of fact, I'll call that fight live. And when I saw that punch, I'm like, oh, he's devastating blow, ladies and gentlemen. I'm like, nah, he hurt bad. You know, people gonna see it the way they see it. That's my response to that, my G. So moving on from Curmel, Moton, and Abdullah Mason, my people. But before I move on, I just want to say salute to Curmel, Moton, salute to Abdullah Mason. You know, y'all doing y'all thing, y'all accomplishing. Abdullah's about to become a world champion. So let me congratulate you ahead of time, Abdullah. Boom. Congratulations. You about to become a world champion. I'm Jay Stradamus, and I already know, I already see it, I already vision it. Congratulations. Curmel Moton, I don't know if it's going to be in 2 years, when he's 20, when somebody's going to give him a title shot, but he's going to be a world champion. I already see it. Congratulations, Curmel. And there you have it, my peoples. In 5 years, Curmel and Abdullah, they're going to be big, big stars. And by that point, I think we're going to be talking about them facing each other. No. My peoples, let's talk about Floyd Scofield. Let's talk about Floyd Scofield. Floyd, he won in spectacular fashion in that last fight. I don't think anyone expected for him to blow Tevin Farmer out of the water the way that he did. What a fight. Like, and I try to tell people, look, Tevin Farmer's been through too much. That's it. He got a lot of mileage on him. Took some good beatings. You know, you're fighting the young gun who's hungry, who got a chip on his shoulder because of the whole debacle with Shakur Stevenson, the way that fell through. So Floyd went into this fight looking to show out, looking to prove that he belongs. And look, and I told people, yo, Floyd Scofield is going to put the beats on Tevin Farmer. Watch. But absolute destruction in the first round, I was not expecting that. I was not expecting it like that. Because Tevin Farmer, that's the one thing. Tevin Farmer's a guy who can fight. He can fight, flat out. But Floyd Scofield, he showed what he about. So, let's see. Because I've already said, even though he pulled out of that fight with Shakur, and at first I was like, yo, man, look, they never going to give him an opportunity again. He lost that opportunity. But now, he may have worked himself into another shot, to another opportunity. With that win, with the way that he won, he may have earned another opportunity. Maybe. Because if Shakur is trying to, obviously Shakur want to get that fight with Tank Davis. And he want to get that fight with Teofimo Lopez. You know, he want to fight those guys. He want to fight Ryan Garcia. But if these guys are going to duck, he could fight Floyd Scofield. If Floyd is with it. Make that fight. Make that fight, my people. And look, with that win, Floyd Scofield, I believe that he set himself up to start making those big fights, to start fighting those names. Because Tevin Farmer, you know, he's taking his losses and all that, but he's somebody that's very well known in boxing. This is a very good win for Floyd Scofield. He beat a very good fighter. So are we going to see Floyd step up, pursue a title shot? Are we going to... This is another thing. Remember that Shakur told him, yo, go fight Abdullah. You want a title shot from me? Go ahead, go fight Abdullah. You get past him, I'm going to give you a title shot. And he didn't even want to talk about that. So is there a possibility that we see Floyd Scofield challenge Abdullah Mason for his title? Can that happen? Because I got to tell you, I think they're on a collision course. Floyd Scofield and Abdullah Mason are definitely on a collision course. But what about my peoples? What do you think about Floyd Scofield and Curmel Moton? How old is Floyd Scofield? Chat, y'all tell me. Let me look it up too. How old is Floyd Scofield? Does anybody know by heart? Floyd Scofield. Age. Oh, Floyd Scofield, 22 years old. So wait a minute, Floyd Scofield 22 and Abdullah 20 and he didn't want to fight Abdullah when Abdullah was 19? Damn, Floyd. Hold on. I didn't realize, I thought Floyd and Abdullah was the same age. That's a 3-year gap. So that means that when Shakur Stevenson told Floyd Scofield, fight Abdullah if you want an opportunity to fight me, Abdullah Mesa was 19 because he just turned. He just turned 20 recently, like a couple months ago. Make of that what you will. I don't know if I'm not going to call it a duck. I'm not going to call that a duck. But I will say, Floyd Scofield versus Abdullah Mason is a fight that we're going to get. I sense it. I sense it, my people. But, oh, little. It's a Spider-Man. Come over here. Come over here, Spider-Man. You want to say good morning to the people? Say good morning. So, my peoples, again, let me grab my phone. Floyd Scofield is, a fighter who I see. Whoa. Floyd Scofield is a fighter I see as someone who is going to be looking to make the big fights. He's going to be looking up. Imagine, he was already trying to fight Shakur. So if he was trying to get that action with Shakur Stevenson, hey, you already know what he's about right there. And you know what? The whole thing about him ducking Shakur and faking the illness, based on all accounts, the illness that he suffered before the fight was real. He was, hospitalized and all that good stuff for real. So, we got to respect it. We got to respect it, my peoples. Espera, dame un segundito, amor. Dame un segundito. Pues yo no lo estoy viendo.
Ahí está.
Ah, pero yo lo voy a ayudar. Hold on, my peoples. Come on, Ryan. Hold on. Tiene mucho frío. No te apures, porque está calentico ahora. My peoples, y'all already know what it is. Another edition of Boxing for Breakfast, where you get your healthy dosage of sweet science early in the morning, man. That's how we do it. Where else you gonna get this dosage of sweet science?
Y le hablamos ahora, papá.
Sí. See you later.
Dile buen día, señor. Bye bye. Hablamos, mamá.
See you later.
Y buen día, joven.
Mira, papá.
Bye bye.
Oh shit, my people's almost busting my ass right now. Jamie Giblin New Zealand is in the house. Jamie Giblin in the building. Bam. We talking today, my peoples. In this edition of Boxing for Breakfast, we talking about the young fighters, man, the young guns. You know, Floyd Scofield, Abdullah Mason, Curmel Moton. I think all of these guys, you know, are gonna end up fighting each other. Potential matchups. You know, I'm thinking, you know, it's not anytime soon, but 4 or 5 years down the line, trust me, we're gonna be talking about Curmel Moton and Abdullah Mason. We'll be talking about it. Wait and see. Same deal with Floyd Scofield. Floyd Scofield, we already talking about it. Obviously, his fight with Shakur Stevenson fell through. Okay, but I was saying earlier, it is possible that Floyd Scofield could get another opportunity to fight Shakur. Why? Because of that spectacular win versus Tevin Farmer. That could open the door. You know, Shakur, like I said, man, he's trying to get the big guns. He's trying to get Teofimo. Been expressing that he wants Tank Davis. Let's see. Let's see what happens. If he don't get those fights, I believe that maybe Floyd Scofield has a shot. His name might be called up. Jamie Giblin, let's talk about the heavyweights. Hold on, Jamie Giblin, because we're going to be talking about Moses Itauma, my guy. Hold on, because right now, we're talking about some of the best young fighters that I guarantee you, they're going to be big, big stars. Guarantee you. You could take that to the bank to get some pounds. But we're going to be talking about it, I promise you. Raw Dog, would you rather see Usyk versus Wilder or Usyk versus Ruiz? Usyk versus Wilder or versus Ruiz? I'd rather see him versus Ruiz. And I'd rather see him versus Andy Ruiz because I think that's the more competitive fight. I think Andy Ruiz it's a better matchup to give him a better fight. Wilder, we've seen him not looking so good. It's like he's on that real bad decline. So I think Andy Ruiz makes it a more interesting fight. J Mags, Ruiz. Sorry, Jay Smith. What's good, J Mags? Bam. Appreciate you dropping in, brother. Jamie Giblin, Wilder, it's over. Yeah, look, man, for Wilder, I was even saying it before that I felt like if he was coming back, he should just come back to get a nice win, look good, and retire on that note. Like, yeah, I'm going out on a W. As opposed to actually trying to pursue something more and take a beating trying to do it. I don't want to see Wilder, you know, get knocked out again, get beat up. I don't want to see none of that. Honestly, I don't, my peoples. Jamie Giblin, Peter versus Usyk has to happen. I think it's going to happen. In fact, that fight seems like it's inevitable. You know, Parker is on the run. Usyk is about that smoke. He's been showing us he's about that smoke. It's going to happen, my peoples. I would say that's one of those fights that is the inevitable. There's no getting around it. I want to see it happen sooner rather than later. Obviously, you know, Usyk is in his, 38 years old? So, yeah, we need it. And Josh Parker, isn't he also in his mid-30s? Or am I wrong about that? But, my peoples, boxing is in great hands right now. With these young fighters, what's my other phone? With these young fighters that's coming up, to those of you who just joined, welcome to another episode of Boxing for Breakfast, where you get your healthy dosage of sweet science early in the morning. Jay Smith is in the building, man. We talking about the young guns today. Curmel Moton, Abdullah Mason, Floyd Scofield. We already spoke about them. But We haven't spoke about Moses Italma. Moses Italma, young heavyweight, young boy, my peoples. Moses Italma, in case you haven't watched him, he's for real. He is, without a shred of doubt, for real. And he only 20 years old. This dude is a freak of nature. Giovanni Walker, what's up, Jay Smith? Giovanni, salute, my brother. Bam. Jamie Giblin, he's a machine. Bro, Moses Italma is a freak of nature. How is this a 20-year-old kid? He's a kid. Bro, Moses Italma is a fighter who, based on his frame and his level of talent, if this guy stays disciplined, he might run the heavyweight division for a long time. For a long time. But there's a few others right there coming up. Wait a minute. Is Tara Moana a cruiserweight or a heavyweight? Let me look that up. Tara Moana can fight. Tell you that right now. Let me see what's good. Yup. Tara Moana is a heavyweight. Whoa. Let me find out he's going to end up sharing the ring with Moses Italma. Find out. Jamie Giblin. Dylan White going to get knocked out easy. Damn, he's straight up counting sheep. He going to sleep. Dylan White going to sleep. Whoa. Sleep. Counting sheep kind of sleep. John Parham, the general. Bam. Salute, John Parham. So, John, today, my brother, we talking about young fighters of today and the reason why boxing is in safe hands. Curmel, Moton, Abdullah Mason, Floyd Scofield, Moses Italma. Come on, man. I can't even believe, I was just saying, I can't even believe Italma 20 years old. That's crazy. 20 years old. Like that's not even fair. It's not even fair. Like, how are you 20 years old? What's going on? John Parham, hit the like button, my peoples. Y'all know it. Stop ducking that like button. Stop doing it. Don't do it to yourselves. But today, my peoples, this episode of Boxing for Breakfast is about the young guns. It's about the young guns. John Parham, a lot of young fighters to definitely make a big impact in boxing. Jamie Giblin, how many fights has Moses had at heavyweight? Let's verify it. Let's verify, my peoples. We don't do guessing around here. I don't need nobody trying to fact check me. I fact check myself. So right now, Italma is 12-0 with 10 knockouts. 12-0 with 10 knockouts. Yeah, I think Dylan, look, I'm going to tell you like this. I don't know if Dylan White is going to be easy. I'm not willing to say easy. But yeah, I think he's gonna sleep him. I think he's going to sleep him. That fight is not this weekend, the following weekend. On Moses Italma versus Dylan White is going down on August 16th. John Parham, I was gonna say 10 with 9 KOs. No. Let me show you. Look at it right there. 12 and 10. Moses Italma. 20 years old, man. This kid is a beast. He's a beast. John Parham, he's definitely something special. Jamie Giblin, good boxer, but still hasn't been tested. Yeah, that's true. I mean, if you have that, that level of experience, we're talking 12 wins, you're most likely haven't fought. But let me tell you something. This is how I know that Moses Italma is special. Watch this progression real quick. Like I said, he only got 12 fights, right? He fought 2 4-rounders to start off his career, right? After those 2, he fought 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-rounders. After that, he fought 1 8-rounder. And his last 1, 2, 3, 4 fights have been 10-rounders. And now he's already going to fight a 12-rounder. I guess that's an eliminator. So let this kid and his opponents, all of his opponents, 10-rounder opponents, have been very experienced fighters. A guy with a record of 25 and 3, 38 and 10, 22 and 1. That's Dency McKean. Mike Balogun, 21 and 1. Come on now. Wait a minute. My people's Mike Balogun. That's not the same Mike Balogun that be in the chat, right? Let me find out. The Mike Balogun that fought Moses Italma is not the same Mike Balogun that be on the chat, man. That's just somebody impersonating. Ain't gotta be. And now Dylan White is next, somebody who has a record of 33 and 1. So Moses Italma, when we say he hasn't been tested, he hasn't fought the champions, but he's fighting real good opponents. Real good opponents. John Parham, he gets them pretty quick in every fight. Listen, Moses Italma has a style similar, not, I'm not going to say identical. I'm talking about more about the approach. Think about David Tua. Think about someone who's going to step up and try to destroy you. Like, make it quick and rather painless. If you're getting knocked out, if you're getting slept in the first round, it's not really that painless. But you see it, man. In his career, Italma went the distance twice. And that was in 2023, which was the same year that he turned pro. Since 2023, he's had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 fights. All of them been by stoppage in the first or second round. That tells you right there what Moses Italma is about. Sleeping them early. Giving them that NyQuil combination. But I was talking earlier about a potential matchup between Curmel Moton and Floyd Scofield. What do you guys think about that fight? I know that Floyd Scofield is 22, Curmel's 19. So I don't know if that fight could happen now because of that age difference. Curmel's still a teenager. But I find it to be an interesting fight. I find it to be. Let me not remove this message. Don't remove this message, my peoples. In case we got veggie salad. Oh, okay. Jamie Giblin, Turkey wants to rob Moses ball bags. Oh, rub. Well, he's gonna get an opportunity, I guess. He's gonna get big opportunities. But I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't know he was 20 years old. And now I understand why Frank Warren was saying that they don't want to rush him. I get it now. Like at 20 years old, there's no need to rush him. There's no need to put him up against a champion. Jamie Giblin, bam. That's my perception, my guys. There, why should you put a 20-year-old fighter who has, so much talent, so much upside? Why should you put him in there with the big dogs at 20 years old? You don't have to. Because the thing is, if you put him in there with the big dogs right now at 20, it's going to be a tough road ahead. Now, at 20 years old, everybody's going to have that bullseye on you. Everybody's going to be chasing you. You're going to be the guy that everybody wants now. And you don't need, at 20 years old, I don't think Itama needs that pressure. Um, obviously, we're in an era of boxing where fans, they want it right now. They want everything right now, fight them right now. That's it. But it's not like that. You know, I don't think it's to the best of his interest to put Itama versus a world champion right now. And I like what Frank Warren said. He said, we could have already pursued a title if we wanted to. But we're going through that development process. And look, when he said that, I was like, come on, man. What you developing Itama for? What you developing? But I didn't know he was 20 years old. This guy's a beast. He's a freak of nature. Jamie Giblin, you don't rush him too young. I agree. You don't rush him. At 20, come on, man. Listen, if let's say, look, I'm a play promoter and manager. Let's say I'm Jeff Warren and whoever else he working with. I'm gonna keep him fighting ranked opponents and moving them up to higher and higher ranked opponents. And I'm pursuing a title shot at 22 years old. Or if it's at 21, like right before he turns 22. But I'm not doing it now. I'm not going to put him under the pressure at that age. However, I will say, that's my take. But I don't know Itama. I've never spoken with him. I don't know if he's ready. Maybe he is. Mike Tyson was ready. Mike Tyson was ready to become the youngest heavyweight champion in the world. So let's see. Let's see how this whole situation plays out. Because if Moses Itama obliterates Dylan White, I believe they're gonna want to say, okay, that's it. Let's fight a title. Let's fight for a title. I believe that's gonna happen. But again, my people, boxing is in safe hands. It's in safe hands. Look what's going on. Look at these young fighters. Look, all those guys that I mentioned, Abdullah Mason, Curmel Moton, Floyd Scorfield, Moses Itama, all of them are going to be big stars. When their time comes, they're going to be stars. John Parham, I wonder why we don't see the Grady brothers active. I don't know. Man. I really don't know. It's almost like at some point, I used to follow them and I stopped following them. I guess because I started to get this vibe like they was like celebrity boxers and shit. Like, I know they could fight. Hold on, don't get it twisted. I don't want nobody to, misconstrue what I'm trying to say here. But I don't know. It seems like they kind of like, I don't know. I don't even know how to describe it. I got respect for them, and I want to see them come up, and I want to be talking about them, but I don't know. Jamie Giblin, Dylan White sucks. John Parham, Moses will definitely be a world champion. I agree with you. I see him becoming a world champion. I see him, beating a lot of big names and possibly even becoming the guy. He might be the guy for years to come. John Parham, They were all over social media way too much to not be active. But that's what I'm saying. It's almost like at one point I started seeing them almost like celebrity boxers. And I know that they skilled, that they nice, but it's because of that. Because I was seeing them on social media, seeing them doing this and like seeing them so much on social media, but I'm not seeing you that much in the ring. So it's like, look at Tommy Fury, for example. Like Tommy Fury. Of course, they're way more skilled. They're on a different level than Tommy Fury because of their talent. But still, you don't see them. You don't see them fighting. So, and inactivity, I'm gonna tell you what. Inactivity hurts everybody. In whatever field you working on, inactivity hurts. But in combat sports, where you know how fans are, today we love you, tomorrow we don't give a damn about you. You go inactive. If you're not a big star, you go inactive. People don't even remember you after a couple of weeks. They don't even remember your ass. Now I know they're active on social media. You know their social media following is on them, but the overall boxing community is like the Grady twins. Who? Where they at? What are they even doing right now? And I think that's how you know, or that's at least a difference. There's fighters that you're gonna see them even if you don't follow them on social media. You're gonna see them. You're gonna see them on different websites. You're gonna see them on news articles. You're gonna see people posting about them and debating. But if you're a young fighter coming up and you know you're not active outside of social media, ain't nobody really talking about you. I bet you. Look, I'm gonna put it to you like this, John Parent. You see how we say like, "What's up with the Grady twins?" I guarantee if you go to their IG, you're gonna see that they've been posting whatever it is that they're doing, or training videos or whatever they're doing, and you're gonna see a lot of engagement from people that are their fans, whether it's comments, likes, and all that stuff. So they're whatever it is, they're active on social media. You gotta be active in the ring. That's where. And you know what? I think that's part of the reason why it's problematic when guys become stars or famous at least before accomplishing anything. Because they start clinging more to that fame than to actually clinging onto accomplishing certain things. Like right now, if I was to tell you what do these kids or these young men put more focus on, their social media, building their social media following, or preparing for fights, I would say for social media. I would say for social media, because you know they're very active. Well, when I used to follow them, I'm assuming it's still that way. They were very active on IG. Superman, bam, salute my G. People gotta chill with this Usyk rhetoric. It's not happening. I gotta tell you what, man. Usyk, and I've said it before, he's a guy that I do not see anybody beating. I don't see anybody beating him. I put him on the same boat. Terrence Crawford, Shakur Stevenson, Naoya Inoue, Bam Rodriguez. There's some guys that there's simply nobody beating them. Ain't nobody beating them, my people. Usyk is one of them. And I'm telling you that after having predicted that Dubois was gonna no, I didn't predict that Dubois was gonna win. I predicted Usyk was gonna win, but I said it was gonna be a good fight, a tough fight, a close one, and didn't exactly play out that way, right? So Usyk is that guy. He's that dude. Gotta respect him. Lion Hardy, I feel Andy Cruz or Caballero has a chance. So I will say, as far as having a chance, yes. I agree with you 100%. These guys have a chance. I agree. Because the one thing is, man, in boxing, and us who've been following the sweet science for a long time, we all understand that it's a sport where anything can happen. In most cases, the favorite is gonna win, right? So I will say Usyk is gonna be the favorite, but anything can happen. And Ruiz, he's a skilled fighter. But look, with the inactivity that Andy Ruiz has had, it will be a tough fight. Have me a little snack, my peoples. Y'all know it. It's boxing for breakfast. To those of you who are having breakfast right now, or on your way to work, or getting ready, you know what it is, my peoples. It's what we do. Here's what we do. What you guys have for breakfast? Lighthearted. Caballero has good pressure, good chin, and good body shots. Usyk body ain't that great. That's his Achilles heel, but it's hard to catch him. Look at Dubois. Did it once, wasn't able to replicate it. John Parham. I think Parker has the best chance. I think he got a shot. No big guy, strong. Could maybe put his weight on him. Superman. What you have for snack? This is kind of like s'mores. It's kind of like a s'mores. You got like marshmallow and coconut. Superman. He's too skilled of a fighter. On Lace, salute my brother. Appreciate you dropping in. Look, man, it's like I told you. There's a group of fighters that I feel like ain't nobody beating them, and Usyk is one of them. There's people who will have a chance, who will make it competitive, interesting, all that good stuff. But it's tough. It's tough. It's tough. He's the best right now. Lion Hardy. She sort of got close to Usyk. He banked in some body shots. Caballero, a better body snatcher. Okay. John Parham in the building. Keeping an eye. Making sure we don't have to eat vegetables. Superman. Unlaced. Superman. Usyk got everything. Yeah, like I said, man, look. I don't see nobody beating Usyk. Nobody beating him. Simple as that. Look, fighters who nobody's beating. Nobody beating them. Shakur Stevenson, Terrence Crawford, Alexander Usyk, Naoya Inoue, Bam Rodriguez, Jerron Boots Ennis. Ain't nobody beating them dudes. That's just what it is. John Parham. I'm in Dairy Queen, waiting for the breakfast. 4 eggs, over easy, 2 sausage, hash brown, and biscuits. Ooh. Damn, bro. You're not going to drink that with that? You're just going to scarf that down dry? Damn, at least some OJ, bro. Superman. He did his big one already. What's that? What? That's a good meal. That's a good meal, bro. But you gotta down that at least with some OJ, bro. OJ. Whoop. Wash it down. My peoples. My peoples. John Parham is going with the eggs. You know, to me, the wackest egg that you could do, the wackest eggs, is scrambled eggs. Scrambled eggs is that's like that lazy egg. Although sometimes I want to eat scrambled egg. Throw some cheese in it, scramble it up. But that's like lazy egg because it takes more precision and more craftsmanship for you to boil it or do it sunny side up. On laced, John about to body slam that Dairy Queen. Lion Hardy, Uzi struggles with pressure fighter. Superman, really? Why is it lazy? Come on, it can't be no more lazy than scrambled eggs because you just go like that. You open it, done. But if you're doing it fried, sunny side up, you gotta be careful. Take it out, so the yolk don't pop. There's more craftsmanship to it for you to make it work. And then if you're boiling it, you gotta leave it in the water the certain amount of time. So that also requires a level of water engineering. So you don't understand where the heat levels are and all that. So for you to boil an egg, it takes a certain level of knowledge, or you gonna either blow it up or take it out of there raw, eating raw egg. But for scrambled egg, bro, you just go bam, scramble, you done. I was scrambling eggs when I was like 10 years old. I think that's the first thing anybody could learn. Well, you gotta be careful though, because you could burn yourself. You could burn yourself. So you can't just tell a little kid go scramble an egg. On laced, some queso frito, salami, indubeca, con huevo frito, con lechuga. Wow. Ah, pero eso está bueno con un purecito de yautía de coco. Sunlight. Superman. Yes, que lo que? The DQ have breakfast, not in NYC. Man, listen, when I was in New York City, one of my favorite breakfasts was bacon, egg, and cheese on a bagel from the Habibi store. You can get it from a lot of places, but the Habibi store is the one that got the right ones. That's what I'm going to say to y'all. That's all I'm going to say to y'all. And listen, we done with this breakfast talk because y'all going to make me hungry. A quick roll call, my peoples. Box Center roll call. Here's the Box Center roll call. What city and country are you in? Myself, Santiago, Dominican Republic. Roll call, my people. Where the Box Center family at? Raw dog. You never had chilaquiles? Nah, I don't know what that is, bro. Chilaquiles? I don't know what that is. Superman. You were the Boogie Down. I was in the Boogie Down, Manhattan. Uptown, Harlem. Giovanni Walker, the first Box Center family member with the roll call. Los Angeles, California. What the hell? Somebody ringing my bell. On Lace. My up north. Go to us. Taylor has egg cheese. Hold on. Let me read that. On Lace, my up north, go to us. Taylor, ham, egg, cheese on a Kaiser bun. Okay, Superman, Brooklyn, New York. Is Brooklyn in the house? Is Brooklyn in the house? God damn, yo, everywhere you go, somebody from Brooklyn's gonna be over there. You go to Japan, and you be like, yo, is Brooklyn in the house? So somebody gonna be like, yo, we here. Brooklyn is everywhere, bro. Big dog fresh out. Ooh, Louisville, Kentucky in the building. Bam.
Pero yo.
Mira el otro que le dieron allá también.
Oh, little.
Misión
sticker.
cumplida.
¿Cumpliste tu misión?
Sí.
Giovanni Walker, grits, eggs, and sausage. Ooh. Oh, sorry. That's a nice little combination right there. Raw dog, Fontana, California, in the building. You see what I'm saying, my people? The Box Center family is all over the place. Oh, we all over the place. Be careful. Be careful. On Lace, my Florida go-to is sausage gravy, biscuit with a fried egg. That's a good combination. I like that combination right there. I like that combination. Sausage, gravy, biscuit with a fried egg. But I don't know, man. I'm a breakfast sandwich type of guy. So I like the the
¿Por
bagels
qué
with
tú
the egg
te
and cheese.
desmayaste, papá? ¿Y por qué yo me...
Frontline, salute, my brother. Appreciate you dropping in.
Mira lo que yo tengo.
You got a sticker? You got your sticker? My peoples. John Pound, one fried egg is crazy. Damn, man, one fried egg. I know, but if you have other things in there, you could do one fried egg.
Mamá.
Superman, yes. I like breakfast sandwiches. I be doing that a lot. Yeah, man. The thing is, te están diciendo hola, Ryan. Say salud, say good morning.
Hola.
Did you say good morning? The thing about breakfast sandwiches is that they're easy and convenient. Bang, grab your shit. You got your egg, your cheese, your sausage, all that shit inside that bread. You don't need a fork, a knife. Grab it and munch it down. But my people, we digressed. Unlaced. Que lo que es Ryan? You heard that, Ryan? That was for you. Superman. Bacon, lettuce, and tomato. Ooh, bagel. Butter and jelly. Or corn muffin with butter. Oof. Yo, listen. I'm going to tell you something that's really tasty. And people don't really do that here in Dominican Republic. The corn, they don't put butter in it over here. That shit don't even make no sense. Everybody, I say, yo, try this. They're like, oh, shit, that shit tastes really good. I'm like, bro, corn goes with butter. Come on now. Get it together. Frontline. On Lace. You ain't lying. Tampa ain't got no good food. I'm out here too. Damn, that's messed up, yo. Y'all wrong for that. Juan Ocasio, good morning, Box Center crew. Juan Ocasio's in the building. Salute, my G. Bam. The ill will. Salute, my peoples. Bam. Yeah, crazy. Man, look, I'm going to tell y'all like this. I feel bad for y'all because over here, the food is crazy. The food is really good. It's amazing. We out here eating chivo, eating salmon, eating shit that tastes good as hell. On Lace, Frontline. If you from up north, then you feel my pain. I'm in Hillsborough County. Damn. Hillsborough County, that's how you doing it these days? Juan Ocasio, people got me hungry now. Yo, man, listen. I had me a little snack, but I'm gonna have to have my breakfast soon, baby. Y'all got me thinking about my breakfast. More, ¿ya tú te vas?
Casi, casi. Ok. Te voy a preparar una leche antes de irme.
Ya está bien. Ay, pero tú tienes
Pero ¿por qué?
Pero eso lo vamos a guardar, eso no es para ahora, eso es para ahorita.
Yo no como dulce, como no.
No, que yo iba a buscar desayuno, pero está bien, todo.
¿Pero qué hora es?
Ahora mismo, las 7:08. Está bien, está bien, está bien. Yo voy con Ryan cuando termine. Frontline, I'm from Elizabeth. Elizabeth, New Jersey. Okay, Frontline, yes. I came from Jersey. And you're right, food hit different up north. Superman, after I finish these few permits, I'ma grab something to eat. Yo, man, I'ma grab something to eat too, man. I'ma grab something to eat. I don't know why, man, but I think I'm gonna have to do some eggs and sausage. I think I'm gonna rock with something like that. My peoples, but we digress, man. Y'all want me to? I'm gonna have to start making a cooking show for y'all, son. Y'all want to talk boxing? God damn. Y'all want me to? We got a cooking show over here. Frontline, Woolridge. Why you follow me? So, fellas. Like I was telling y'all earlier, Boxing is in safe hands right now. What's going on with these young fighters? And I'm realizing one thing, my peoples, that I want y'all to consider. These young fighters, they're gonna change that culture. That culture of not risking the O, these young fighters, they're gonna take it back. You know why? Because look at Abdullah Mason already going for a title shot at 20 years old. Look at Floyd Schofield, who was trying to fight Shakur. And he was actually ill. He was really ill. That's why that fight didn't happen. You see these young fighters. Even look at Curmel Moton. They was willing to make his pro debut versus Lee Wood in a title shot. So these young fighters, they're going to change the game to what it was. Or they're going to make it close to that because a lot of them are going to be looking to fight each other. So I really think that the mindset of just staying undefeated and not risking it, we're going to see that slowly go away. And fighters are going to start risking it more and just be willing to fight. Be willing to fight anybody. Superman Smith, he was capping, bro. Frontline, nah. I'm over at Rocky Point, but close enough. Superman, Turk already exposed him. Hold on, my brother. Who you saying was capping? Superman, who you saying was capping? John Parham, appreciate the 10 likes. And yeah, man, we appreciate y'all hitting that like button. Drop in, like you should show up and not even wait for me to say anything. Just hit the like button. You know we out here spitting that magma right out of the volcano. Superman, Kid Austin. Nah, I honestly don't believe he was capped. And I say I don't believe he was capped because, you know, I personally been in intensive care. I know what that's like. And I saw the pictures of Floyd Schofield. Trust me, you don't fake a visit to intensive care. Not only you don't fake a visit to intensive care, it's not a coincidence that same night another fighter got sick from the same shit and was also in intensive care. So, Superman, we know he was though. We have the real scoop. I just think that Floyd Schofield, because of the way that his pops is, he's gonna get some hate. And what can I tell you, man? His father has helped him get up to where they are right now. We can't knock him. Yeah, he got a big mouth. Yeah, he like to be talking crazy, but he got him up to that point. They made it all the way there. So I can't knock him. What I will say about Floyd Schofield's father, and that's something that could be said about others, is that I think some fathers should not be coaching their kids, should not be training them. Why? Because you're not an elite level trainer. So what happens is that you guys made it far or are going far, off for his talent, but his talent is gonna get him so far. Then he's gonna need those top level trainers to get him over that hump or further. Look at Teofimo Lopez. He's with his father, but he got other trainers there that work with him. So I think, and I'm not saying that's the case with every father-son duel. There's fathers that will go all the way their whole career with their sons. But that's not always gonna be the case. If it's not working out, a son gotta be ready and willing to fire his own father in boxing. Oscar, you may not know this, Oscar De La Hoya fired his own pops. They're like, nah, pops, you ain't it, son. So, Floyd Schofield's pops, he got a big mouth. He likes to talk crazy. But you also have to take into consideration, he's promoting his son. So part of what he's doing out there is kind of like Bill Haney. They created these characters, these social media characters, to to promote their sons. And people hate them, some people like them, but at the end of the day, it's a character. Like in real life, Bill Haney don't be walking around in real life cursing people out and talking all that crazy like that. That's a character that he created to promote his son. Raw dog, Bill Haney might need to let Dev get with a real trainer. And look, I've said this before, and you see that I mentioned that there's a lot of fathers who should let their son go train like you. Cause here's the deal: did Bill Haney get Devin to that level because he's that good of a trainer, or because Devin is that special of a fighter, that talented, right? Can Bill Haney grab a young fighter and build them up to that level? So you have to see it. Can he do it? Can he not? I don't know. But if if your son, who's very talented, is your only fighter, that doesn't suggest that you're a good trainer. That just says that he's very talented. My peoples, my peoples, talk to me. Uh, okay, hold on. Loma, will we ever get Garcia versus Haney 2 or Haney versus Shakur? Why are they not giving us these fights? Man, that's some good questions. You just came in right with the questions. Um, so Haney and Garcia 2, I'm not sure if we're gonna get that fight because Oscar De La Hoya doesn't want to do it. He's not interested. I guess he's fed up with Bill Haney and Devin. Like he just doesn't want to deal with them. So that fight may not happen. Shakur versus Shakur versus Haney. Look, Devin Haney doesn't want to fight Shakur. It's as simple as that. He ducked him at 135 and even made a narrative to make it seem like he wasn't ducking with that fake offer that he made. So, honestly, I don't see those fights, either one of those fights happening, unfortunately, for different reasons. One, because maybe Oscar doesn't even want to make it. He don't want to deal with them. And two, Devin Haney doesn't want to fight Shakur. That's the reason why we're not getting those fights. We have to understand, my people, Shakur is the the biggest boogeyman in boxing. He is the boogeyman. He's him. Superman, no, because he had him in there with Floyd Sr. and Jr. and all the best growing up. Loma, true. On Lace, John Barber's shorts, I haven't heard of it. Frontline, I do not do social media. That's why Smith won't give me a wrench. No, it's not because you don't do social media, because you could do WhatsApp. And you could call me on WhatsApp. What's my other phone now? You could call me on WhatsApp. We could jump on a phone call. You could say, look, this is me right here. Boom. John Parham on Lace. La Segunda es La Cubana Bakery in Tampa Bay. They have good breakfast sandwiches also. Man, that's what I'm gonna have me. I'm gonna have me a breakfast sandwich. That's what I'm doing. Frontline, but I'm on Sunbiz. Yo, Frontline, what's Sunbiz? Enlighten me, my brother. Tell me what's Sunbiz. Oh shit. I don't know what that is, fam. Watch out, Mussolini. Watch out, Mussolini. So what's gonna be? Dime. ¿Para qué? ¿Cuánto queda en total? En total. 22, 24. Saco una cantidad para que nada más quede debiendo 10. Frontline, Sunbase. is where you have to register your business, and all businesses are on there. I'm saying, but what is that? Is Frontline the name of your business? Because I don't know. You're telling me that's where it registers, but I don't know. I don't know how to connect the dots. Damn, man, y'all talking about all them all those different breakfast options, man. Got me wanting to have my breakfast. Got me ready to handle business. Frontline, no. Biomechanic Designs, LLC. Biomechanic Designs. Do you follow me on IG do you follow me somewhere from a page like that? Don't tell me so your business don't have social media? Frontline? Dime, little. If I saw it, that's what you call happiness right there. All right, Frontline, I'm gonna look you up. Since you don't want to have social media, I'm gonna look you up. Let me see my other phone real quick. I'm gonna look you up. I'm gonna find a different way to verify you. There you go. Bam. Y'all see it. You'll see it, my peoples. Juan Ocasio, every time my son hears your son, he be trying to look at my phone. Ha ha. How old is your son, my brother? Mine is 3 years old. Okay, man. Good morning, Jay Smith. Good morning, my brother. Bam. Appreciate you dropping in, man. We talking about the young fighters of today. You know, boxing is in a good place. The future is bright. Abdullah Mason, Curmel Moton, Floyd Scorfield, Moses Itama. Then we got the guys from the UK, Johnny Mansour. Oh, Johnny Mansour, I forgot about him. I didn't mention him. Johnny Mansour can fight. There's some young guns out there in the UK that can fight. Respect it. Mechanic design. Cuervo, what's up? What's the deal, Cuervo? What happened, Ryan?
¿Que quieres algo?
Ella tiene buscando a Paloma.
Sí, mi amor.
¿Tú viste?
Sí, mi amor.
So Frontline. Damn, man, I can't verify nothing with what I'm finding. Like, this is what I find. But there isn't a picture. There isn't anything. On lace, John, yeah, I had it like twice. Ooh, the tater tots. Man, listen. When I was in elementary school, I would take a fistful of tater tots, put them in my pockets. Take them shits to class. Be in the classroom like a baller, eating tater tots. Tomar un poloche por ahí de manga corta. En la cama. Sí, porque yo me estoy quemando. My peoples, I'm burning up with this sweater. I'm over here burning up in this sweater.
Yo te voy a preguntar si quieres me voy a llevar.
My peoples, I'm still here with y'all. I'm just making a wardrobe change. Yo, that sweater was gonna cook me, bro. I feel like I lost 10 pounds with that sweater. On lace, tater top bandit. Yo, I'm trying to tell you though, I was in the classroom balling. People looking at me. So the funny thing is that the same dude that was in the cafeteria, like, look at it, you corny, you gonna take the tater tots? Then in the classroom, yo, can I get a tater tot? Can you get a tater tot? Nigga, you just said I was corny for taking the tater tots. No, you can't get one. Come on now. Yo, to be in a classroom with a teacher stressing you out and for you to be able to go like this at your shirt and pull out the tater tot. That's elite. That's elite level stuff right there. Come on now. Come on, my people. That's you're already on another level of elite. K-Man, hey Smith, in the DMV area, Gary Russell Jr. is calling out Lamont Roach big time. It's like that. It will be a big fight in this area. Honestly, I think it will be a big fight. Not just in that area, it will be a big fight in boxing. You know, it's not going to be as big as some of the other ones, but that's a big fight. Can Gary Russell Jr. come back and beat somebody of Lamont Roach's level? I don't know, man. Because I tell you what, Gary Russell Jr., an elite level fighter, but he's been inactive so much. He spent so much time of inactivity in this second half of his career. Crazy. He looked good in his last outing, but still, man, Lamont Roach right now is up there. I think that's a tough fight for Gary Russell Jr. to fight. You know, he only has one fight since he got back. Let's see. Let's see how it all. The funny thing is that right now, Tank versus Lamont Roach still hasn't been officially canceled. So there's already people speculating about, you know, who's Tank gonna fight next and who Lamont Roach gonna fight next, but it hasn't been officially canceled. On Lace, Smith, you gotta take a trip down to Tampa, Florida. We have a Franklin boxing gym out here. Whoa. One day, God will give me the opportunity to go over there. You know something interesting? I lived in Miami Beach for a little bit. For 6 months, I lived in Miami Beach, but I never went to Tampa. I was living in Miami Beach. I went to Fort Lauderdale, and I went to Hialeah. Went to a few places. John Parent on Lace, Oasis, and Meat Market. So yeah, man, look, Gary Russell Jr., I don't know, man. I think Lamar, if he fights Lamar Roach, I got Lamar winning that fight. I can tell you right now. Talk to me about Gary Antoine Russell. That's who I want to see fight one of the big boys. Put him in there with Teofimo. And I know he's ready for that fight. Gary Antoine Russell ready for anybody. I want to see him get those fights. Get them big money fights. My peoples, talk to me about the whole narrative with the new boxing league that's coming out. What is gonna be the narrative with their belt? How is that gonna work out? Because I'm still not getting any clear details as to our fighters gonna be fighting simultaneously for the four sanctioning bodies and that belt. Because if that's the case, then they're not a different league like they're saying. Then they're just gonna be a sanctioning body. But if it's a different league, I'm not understanding how is it gonna work. Because it looks like they're just gonna be fighting internally. Like the people within that league are not gonna be fighting. Kind of like UFC. UFC fighters cannot fight with guys that are over on Pride or in other promotions. They only fight within UFC. So if the Turkey League is gonna be the same deal where they fighting because they building up the roster now, I guess to kick off next year. Then if they're only gonna be fighting internally, then that means they're only gonna be fighting for the Turkey belt. Because somebody told me the other day, nah. It's gonna be 5 sanctioning bodies. It's gonna be 5 sanctioning bodies. But I don't think it's gonna be that. I think it's still gonna be just 4 sanctioning bodies and the Turkey League with their one belt. That's how I think it's gonna be, y'all. We have to go get breakfast, me and you. But watch your cartoon, don't worry. We're gonna go in a few. Belts are starting to mean less and less in boxing. So I think that the 4 main titles are gonna hold their credibility just because the amount of time that they've been around and the champions that have held them. But new stuff coming up. Let's see how they're able to incorporate it and get the fans to accept it. Because I'm telling you, look, put it like this. The Turkey League, as Dana White said, or the TKO League, they're gonna sign a lot of guys with a lot of losses and put the best to fight each other. So what we're essentially gonna get is a lot of fighters, who have a lot of losses, involved in very competitive fights. And some of them not gonna have that many losses. I'm pretty sure they'll have guys with 1, 2 losses, and then they'll have guys with 6, 7 losses. But it's gonna be competitive because they're gonna take guys and basically match them up to have the most competitive fights that they can. It's interesting because you want to see competitive fights. But what's most appealing to the casual fans is the names. You want to see Tank get in there with Shakur. You want to see Terence Crawford and Canelo. You want to see Jerome Bruce Ennis versus Virgil Ortiz. But if it's 2 guys that you don't know, 2 guys that you never heard of, 2 guys that you think are washed up, 2 guys that they're good, but they're not at that level, it's not going to drum up as much interest. Juan Ocasio, fighters with losses and young guys coming up. Exactly. So in the beginning, and the thing is, they're going to have, I believe they're going to have to struggle a bit with young fighters coming up. I don't think they're going to be able to get those young fighters at first. Of course, they're going to offer good money. But here's the point. If I'm a young fighter coming up, I'm thinking about that green belt. I want to one day wear that green belt, that WBC strap. And you're not going to be able to wear it if you're fighting in some Turkey league. So it's like, this is kind of like a test drive, a test run that they doing over there. If I got that level of talent, I don't want to go on a test drive. I want to go to the big show. So let's see how the Turkey League plays out. Ramirez, good morning, my guy. We definitely need Jerome versus Virgil. I agree. Good morning, my G. I agree 100%. Now, I don't think that we need Jerome Boots Ennis versus Virgil Ortiz next, because neither one of them is a champion right now. So I'm okay with them not fighting next. But I did hear somebody tell Oscar De La Hoya that Eddie Hearn is suggesting that the fight will happen by or before February of next year. So it looks like we're getting that fight. And Oscar De La Hoya said too, he confirmed it. He was like, that fight is happening. That fight is gonna happen for sure. Juan Ocasio. It's gonna take a little time to get it going. They playing the long game. They are playing the long game. Listen, it's gonna take a little time to get it going. They might not get it going at all. And when I say that, I mean they could start it and that shit could crash and burn. So it's kind of like, look at the XFL. You try to compete with the NFL with your own league. That shit crash and burn. And they try how many different football leagues? And they've all crashed and burned. It's hard. I mean, they have some, but they'll never come even close to the level of the NFL. So this Turkey league, I don't know, man. I don't feel very confident about it. Especially with, obviously, there's a lot of money behind it. There's a lot of money, so they're gonna be able to put together great shows. But the fighters, I just don't see good fighters being interested in going there anytime soon. Anytime soon. John Pound, what up with Ryan telling Oscar, don't call him unless it's 20 mil? Yeah, in reality, he's just saying, don't call me. That's all it is. He's just saying, don't call me. Because he know Oscar not going to call about no 20 mils. He know. And my people, those of y'all ducking that like button, come on. That's not necessary, man. That's not necessary. You don't got to duck that like button. You could just, boop, hit it. My peoples, I'm about to end this show. But before I do, I want to give a shout out to everybody who tuned in. My brother, John Parham, was in the building. On Lace, Ramirez, Juan Ocasio was also in the building. By the way, my peoples, remember yesterday we was doing the trash talking? I don't want to forget that. That trash talking that we did yesterday between Brian Norman Jr. and Devin Haney, us saying who we think is going to win, people saying, this guy's going to knock this guy out, this guy's going to sleep this guy. Well, I already posted the video of that exchange between us. So check out the video, see who were the best trash talkers, made it into the video. Check it out, my peoples. It's already up. Y'all know it, man. Like I said before, Box Center, you're going to see videos every day being posted. What happened? Okay, I'm going to put it right now. My peoples, y'all already know what it is. This is Boxing for Breakfast. I'm Jay Smith. I'm out of here. I'm going to see you guys tomorrow morning. And we're going to do what we do. We're going to talk boxing. Check out those videos that we already posted. I promise you, you're going to enjoy it. My peoples. Bam. Come on, say goodbye to the people. We got to go, man. We got to go. Say goodbye.
Bye.
Say goodbye to the people.
Bye-bye.
You're not going to like it, too? My peoples, y'all know it. You see what it is. You see what it is. That's Ryan Enzo. I'm Jay Smith. And we out of here, man. We got to do what we do. Y'all got to do what y'all got to do. We got to have breakfast. He had breakfast. I didn't. I didn't have breakfast. I love you. You know what I say? I love you?
I love
You love me too? I love you, little.
you.
Oh. Jeez, we not taking a picture. We not taking a picture. That's a video, right? What you doing? That's a video, bro. That's a video. You don't see us moving, Lulu. You trying to take a picture? I like that. I like that. Show him the hand, look. Show him the boxer hand. Oh, my people, but hold on. Don't go yet, my peoples. Don't go. I forgot, my peoples. Before y'all go, y'all know that I already started a new segment that before leaving, I leave you guys with words from J. Stradamus. So let me give you the words of J. Stradamus of today. Remember that not everybody who says they're your friend wants to see you succeed. Yes, sir. There's people out there right now who want to see you messed up in the game. There's people right now who are hoping, who wish that you could lose your job, or who wish you could be doing bad in life, who wish you could be messed up. But whenever they see you, they be like, oh my God, I'm so happy for you. I'm so glad everything is good. But deep down inside, they want to see you cooked. They want to see you fried. So just remember that, my peoples. Everybody who portrays to be your friend is definitely not your friend. That's one. And two, be careful who you try to help out. You know why? Because there's a lot of people who will never help you out in nothing. So you're trying to be a good guy, helping people out. And guess what? When you need help, ain't nobody gonna help your ass out. You cooked. So yes, there's people out there who you can help out, who deserve your help. But be real selective of who you choose to help. Because if you just help anybody out because you want to be a nice guy, the same person you help will stick that knife in your back. Ugh. Have you like this. Ugh. I never understood why in the movies when they stick a knife in somebody's back, they stick their tongue out. Ugh. Never understood that. But I digress. Like I was saying, my peoples, be very selective with who you help. Because I promise you, most of us have helped people that will never help us. And you probably help people that will love nothing more than to see you crash and burn. So be wise, my people. Put your energy right there, look. Your kids, your wife, your family. That's who you really gotta help. That's who I owe it to right there. See? That's who we owe it to. Y'all already know, my peoples. Y'all boy Jay Smith, I'm out of here. I'm going to see you tomorrow in the next episode of Boxing for Breakfast. Bam!